Hi, my name is Morgan Granger, and I'm going to discuss with you Marvin Marshall's Discipline Without Stress method. This whole method is based on students' behavior, their reactions, and their own accountability. He believes that teachers should run their classrooms based off routines, procedures, and routines versus a list of rules and consequences. He believes that when teachers run their classrooms that way, that students learn or lose accountability with their own actions. So with that being said, that goes into Marvin Marshall's three core principles. And this is how he wants students and teachers to react towards each other. How does a teacher react to a student's behavior or action? So that first core principle is positivity. So he wants teachers to always be positive. We don't want a negative teacher. Someone has a bad attitude, that's going to make the whole room have a bad attitude. So positivity in the classroom is very important in how you communicate with the students. For example, if a student is running down the hallway or running to get in line at lunch, you don't want a teacher standing there screaming at the child, "Stop running!" That's a very negative way to handle that situation. You can just simply say, "Hey, next time please walk to get in line," or "Hey, please walk down the hall. You can trip and fall, and it's not nice to run in the hallway." So that positivity can change the way the student walks or runs down the hall. The next core principle is choice. Life is all about choices. We make our own choices. We decide to get up to go to work every day or to go to school every day. It's our choice to follow the laws. So as a teacher, he wants to give students choices of their behavior because that's how the real world is going to be. So if two students can't get along and they're always bullying and picking each other, instead of yelling at the students and always getting on to them, just pull them to the side. "Hey, how can we handle this situation? What can we do for you to stop bothering Tammy?" So just let them have choices, let them talk it out. And that goes into the third core principle, which is reflection. In our book, The Manning and Butcher, the third edition, Classroom Management, there was a very powerful quote that I loved, and I'm going to read it to you. It's, "Although teachers can control students, that does not mean that the teacher has not changed the student, because change must come from the inside." And I love that quote. I even highlighted it. I wrote it down. I feel like that is very important. You cannot change someone. Someone has to change on their own. But it's important for an educator to enforce positivity and good behavior and hope that that will influence that child to want to change and make good behavior decisions. So I really liked that. Instead of the student just doing whatever they want to do, ask reflection questions. Once they have a bad action or a bad behavior, just sit them down and ask them, what would an extraordinary person do in this type of situation? Would they have done what you have done? So instead of pounding them negatively, just ask them in a positive way, what would a positive person do in this situation? Marshall also created a social hierarchy. And this is 4 different levels. There's the top 2 levels, which is good positive behavior, and then the bottom 2 are the students that have bad behavior. So that first level is level D, which is democracy. This is internal motivation. This is the desire to do the right thing. For example, a student sees something on the ground, trash on the ground, the student goes and picks it up. Or if a student sees 2 students bullying each other, they come and get the teacher. They want to do good things. So that's the highest level. The next level is level C, which is cooperation. This level wants to please others, but they also need to be prompted to do the good thing. For example, if there's trash on the ground, the teacher has to tell the student, "Hey, can you please pick that trash up?" Yes, they do it, and that is a positive behavior, but they have to be told, which is okay. And then this goes into our lower levels. These two lower levels are the bad behavior, and which are unacceptable, which is level B, bullying. These students bully others. They need a boss. They need someone to stay on them to be on the right track. And then that leads into the lowest level, which is level A, anarchy. These at this level, they're out of control, they're chaotic, they're unsafe to be in the environment. So with that being said, how as an educator do we respond to students who are out of control or they're bullies? We would need to use authority without being confrontational. So we want to provide examples that relate to these levels, so they know how to respond and they know how to react. You want to encourage students to be self-controlled. Help students distinguish between good behavior and within the person. Encourage students to maintain a good learning environment. So it's all about how the teachers respond to students and how do they interact. This method, I think it would be highly effective in the classroom. Some people, not just students, respond differently when they have someone barking rules at them. So I do agree. I think that teachers should focus their class management on routines, procedures, and not so much on rules and consequences. This could be effective for students and change them in the long run and want to be a good person. And that sums it up for Marvin Marshall's method, discipline without stress.